Hey, this is Larry with ManCave Mayhem. Today, I'm going to do an oil change on the 2008 Triumph Speedmaster. Now, you might be asking, why isn't this a scooter? Reality of it is my neighbor had this bike for sale and I just couldn't pass up the deal. It's only got 1,600 miles on it, and it's been sitting for a bit, so I figured I should refresh the oil in it and just go through everything. I've already put a new rear tire on it, but I'll just go over that with you real quick and show you it's a very easy process. So we're gonna get this thing up on the lift and show you how it's done. 2008 Triumph Speedmaster. So real quick, I'll just go over the bike with you. In 2008, this Speedmaster, it was changed. It originally had fuel injection, and they replaced the fuel injection with carburetors. This is Pacific Blue and aluminum silver color scheme. They also came out with a mulberry red, phantom black, and a sunset red color scheme. It's okay, it's nothing great. This is an entry-level cruiser. The engine type is a 865 cc 4-stroke air-cooled parallel twin, and I believe it's a 270-degree parallel twin. What else? That's about it, really. It's got a 5-speed transmission. It's chain drive. Fuel capacity is 4.4 gallons, and the dry weight of the bike's about 504 pounds. The horsepower, I believe it's like 56 horsepower at 3,300 RPM, something like that. Yeah, don't quote me on that. But anyhow, like I said, this bike, it has just a little over 1,600 miles on it. So this bike was this was ridden very little. But it's a really nice looking bike, and I'll probably keep it for a bit and maybe flip it. I got it for a good price, and so I think I can probably flip this bike and make a little money on it. But in the meantime, I'm going to ride it and enjoy it. So if you guys have any questions on this bike, or want to know what I think of it, just ask me in the comments below and I'll get back with you on that. So anyhow, I haven't been posting a bunch of videos just because of this COVID thing. Also, we bought another house that we've been working on out in Arizona, kind of trying to get a little bit further away from California. We're going to stay in California but eventually retire to this place, so we're slowly fixing it up. So it's kind of taking a lot of our time. I may post a video on that later, but right now I'm going to get into this bike and show you how it's done. Alright, the tools you'll need for this project is a ratchet, 13mm socket, and a 17mm socket, possibly an extension, some gloves. Filter I'm using is a K&N filter 204-1, and this 17mm socket fits perfectly on the provided nut on the back side of this filter. So those are the tools. Also a drain pan. I got this. This is just something to hold papers in, but it works great because it's really low profile. Now the drain plug on this particular bike, and I'm going to get down in here with this. I'll show you right here. Right there. It's on the very front of the bike. You want to be careful where you place your drain pan so you don't get oil all over everything. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get that process started, and we'll go from there. Also, when you're pulling the drain plug, make sure that you inspect this crush washer. Make sure it's clean. There's no burrs on it or anything. They're definitely reusable, but they're cheap to replace too. Also, they tend to fall in the soup. So when the oil's draining out, sometimes they'll stick to the case and drop into the oil. So you don't want to lose those. So just keep an eye out for that. And that'll just fit right on there, and that kind of keeps you out of trouble. Keep it from leaking. Now we're going to pull off the filter. That's where this 17mm socket comes in handy. I'll let that drain down. That can be a mess sometimes. Next thing you're going to want to do is preload this filter with oil. I usually just use the box as a stand. Because of this bolt, it won't stand upright, so I just set that in the box and I pre-fill the filter. The oil I'm going to be using is the Shell Rotella. I've had good luck with this oil. Some people say it's not good to use in motorcycles, but I haven't had any issues with it. It's wet clutch compatible, works perfectly fine. Like I said, I've never had a problem in any of my bikes. So I'm using it because I had it on the shelf and I was able to get it at a pretty reasonable price. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. It's fully synthetic, it's the T6. It's good oil. Anyhow, we'll preload this filter and go from there. Now we'll dump the oil in. This is the oil fill cap. We're gonna go ahead and dump that in up here. I just usually clean around this, make sure there isn't any dirt around that. Always check the O-ring around that, make sure that thing's in good shape. You have your sight glass right here. What I like to do is fill it up, fire the engine up, run it, and then let it settle again, and then refill it if it needs to be refilled. I keep it up to the top of the sight glass, just to leave a little bubble there to where you can tell it's full. Once it starts getting a little covered, then you can fire the bike up and check the oil level again and add more to it if you need to. And it's as simple as that. Well, that's about it for this video. Just remember, this will save you a ton of money in going to the dealerships. They like to charge a lot of money for a little bit of work, and why not do it yourself? If you can do it at home and save you a little money, that's the way to do it. Hey, if you like this video, hit the bell for notifications and subscribe. And just remember, I'm just a man in a cave causing mayhem. Thanks again for watching.